Hey guys, it's Steven here. Now in this video I'm going to show you how to add data to ArcGIS Pro. Using various methods. Okay, so adding data to ArcGIS Pro is very easy, and if you are coming from ArcMap background, then the methods or the techniques should look the same. Okay, so now we are going to look at the first method, the easiest method, that is dragging data directly to your map interface. Okay, so over here I'm going to connect to my database. So I'll add folder connection, and then I would go to where my data is. Okay, so I will connect to the folder that contains my database, in this case ArcGIS Pro database. I'll click OK. Now I have my folder added directly into my folder. I have connected to my folder here now, so I can browse through the folder and then I can see the various data that I have. Okay, so now I can just simply click and then drag the data directly onto the map, and it's going to add it super easy. So you can see that I've added my data. Now this is an African map, okay, containing all the countries in Africa. Okay, so I can do the same thing with CSV data. Okay, like in this case I have these vaccination centers. I can click and then drag the data directly onto my map. Now one thing that you should know, and I'm sure you are very familiar with, is the fact that when you drag a CSV data, it only creates a table for you. So you have to, first of all, display your data by specifying the XY fields, and then be able to display it. So I am going to convert this table data into a feature class. Okay, so what I'll do is that I'll right click and then go to display XY data. So display XY data, and then I'm going to do the most important thing here, and that is to specify which of my fields contain X and then which of my field contains the Y. Okay, so it's able to detect that I have a longitude field and then a latitude field. So that's a selection for me, and then I can click OK. Of course, maintaining my coordinate system, making sure I have the correct coordinate system, in this case WGS 1984. I'll click on OK, and then it's going to run, and then when it's done running, it will display my data onto my map. Okay, so now this is the first method, okay, of adding data onto your map. Okay, so I have my collection of points on my map. Okay, good. So now this is the first method, and then so we'll look at the method number 2, where I would use the add folder button. Okay, so I'll remove my layers. Okay, so I'll remove this, and then I'll remove everything. Okay, so I'll remove everything. Okay, good. Now there's no data on my map except the base map. Now let's look at method number 2, where we use the add folder button. Okay, so my map is freezing a bit. Let's wait for some few seconds. Okay, good. So it's back. Sorry, my computer is a bit slow nowadays. Now, by using the add folder, okay, sorry, add data. Forgive me. I think it should be under map. Good. Yes. So the add data, it's under the map. Okay, under the map menu. It's a tool under the map menu. So I'll go to here, add. Okay, and now I have options to add any data that I want. So I can first of all add data. That is the first method, a very popular method. So I'll just go on add data, and then I'll have this folder dialog where I would navigate into the folder that contains my data. Okay, so I'll go into the folder that contains my data, and then I can add my data. So I can add a feature class. Okay, so in this case a Ghana map. Okay, so this is just a Ghana boundary map. So I can add, and I can also add, okay, I can also add a CSV data. Okay, I can add a CSV data. Okay, in this case, and then I can also add a CSV data. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so I can also add this data. Okay, and then just like we did in the first instance, I have a CSV, and then I can display my data as points. Okay, so that is the first method under the add folder option. Okay, so now let's look at another option. Okay, under the folder button. So I can also add a path to a data. Okay, so I can add a local path, or I mean a path on a server somewhere. Okay, so I can do that. You can add any data that is on a server. Okay, so it will be a CSV, a feature class, maybe a shapefile, KML. Okay, so I'm not going to do that here. I think the last time I tried a KML, it was freezing my computer. Okay, so that is that. And then yes, I love this option. That is the SY point data. So it looks like so this allows you to add a spreadsheet data. Okay, but this time around you specify the X and Y, and then it displays. So you don't have to go through two methods of putting your data, bringing in your table and then displaying it. So I can try this. Okay, so here you can specify your input table. So the input table could be directly could be in your table of contents. Okay, or maybe it could be somewhere else. Okay, so in my case I'll pick the data from somewhere else. Okay, so I can work with this, and then it specify my X field, my Y field, and then I can run. So it's the same thing as bringing in your table and then displaying it in X, Y, Z. Okay, very good. So now, so you have this your vaccination centers. Okay, so now I think I forgot to show you one other data, that is I think a KML. Okay, so you can also bring in KML data. Okay, so let me quickly show you that before I wrap up with the video. So let me show you how to add so let me think. I downloaded a KML file. Okay, so let me copy this. Okay, so then let me put that here. Okay, and so it's just location of some mobile money merchants. Okay, so so I'm going to show you how to bring in a KML data. Okay, so now let me refresh. Okay, so let me refresh this folder. Okay, so now I can see my KML file. Okay, so I can click and then drag the data here. Now, when you do that, just like you had in the case of the CSV data, it's not going to display. Okay, unless you do that yourself. So now okay, so okay, so what do we have here? Okay, I don't know why it has this gosh, my software is freezing. Let me see if I can get okay. So now let's try. I don't know why I don't like this symbol here. I don't know why it's giving me that. But I think you could use a tool in the ArcGIS box. Okay, so we can use a tool that is KML to feature. Okay, so KML to layer. Yeah, good. Where you can specify your KML file. Okay, I think it's able to detect my KML file here, and then the output location, and then the output name, and then I can run. Okay, so I can run. Let's see what I get. Okay, so it's a best way to import a KML file into your ArcGIS Pro project. Okay, so it's running. I think this should give me a better result. I guess. Good. So yes, exactly. This is how it's supposed to be done. So let me take the initial one. So you could have added the KML file. You could have added it. You see that the path is gone. Okay, the path is gone. So let me remove it. Okay, so let's assume we don't have any KML file in our project. Okay, so let's go over the process again. Okay, so from your actual board, search for KML to layer. KML to layer. Okay, so here you can specify your input file, and then I would go where I have my data. Okay, where I have my KML file. So I will specify that as input. You specify your output location and then your output name. And then I will run it again, and then I should get the results. Okay, so it will take a while depending on the speed of your computer. Okay. So you need to get a good computer with enough memory, okay, so that you will enjoy using ArcGIS Pro. Okay. So now I have my locations added for my KML. Then from here, what I'll do is that the final thing is to export. Okay, so I can go to data, and then I can go to export features, and then I can now export my feature into the geodatabase as a feature class. So I can go to Momo merchants, okay, and then I can go to okay. And what am I? Okay, so I think yes. So I should not have spaces in your feature class output names. Okay, so don't have spaces. So you could use underscores but not spaces. Okay, or maybe dash or something. Yeah, good. So now I have a feature class. Okay, so this was as a result. This was a layer. Okay, created by exporting the KML to a layer, and then once you have that, okay, you have to go ahead and export this. So this it could be point or polygon or whatever. Export this layer into a feature class, and then you now have something to work with. So I can open this in the attribute table, okay, and then I have something to work with. Okay, so normally I normally don't like sometimes I don't like how KML's output. Okay, so you can see that I do have this. Okay, so I had so these were, I think, two different fields in my KML, two of three different fields. So you could see that it is separated by a brick, which is an HTML tag. Okay, so this was a field, this was another field, and then that was another. So where you have to spend some few seconds to try and use Python calculator. The field calculator to convert or to separate it. I'm going to show you how to do that in another video. So thank you guys, and this is basically how to add data in ArcGIS Pro. So hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to subscribe, and then see you in another video. Have a nice time. Bye bye.